Tony. How's it going?
Hello, how are you?
Good. So I hear that you have a music school.
I do, yes. It's called Burnett Music, and it's in Temecula, California, Temecula, Marietta. I've had it for several years, and I basically teach private guitar lessons, drum lessons, music theory. I have other teachers that do like piano and voice lessons and some group classes and things like that.
Okay.
It's pretty fun.
Right on. Are you also in a band project or anything like that?
I'm in 3 different bands right now.
Nice.
One is just called Driven, and we are just a 3-piece top 40 kind of cover band. We do covers. I'm in 2 tribute bands also. One is Genesis, Peter Gabriel tribute band. We actually do some gigs where we play around with national orchestras. We do that. And I'm also working with a Rat tribute band, which is an old 80s metal tribute band back in the day. So that keeps me pretty busy between the 3 projects.
Cool. Where can people find your school or your music? Where is that located?
Well, it's like I said, it's in Temecula, Marietta. You can go online. The website's BurnettMusicInc.com. Burnett Music, right there. BurnettMusicInc.com. That's the website. And give us our location. It has everything about us. You know, all of our teachers on there, and our bios on what we do, and all the classes we teach.
Okay. What would you say the difference is between like private lessons and then just basically doing things at another school or learning on your own?
Well, I get that question asked a lot. Probably the most important thing is private lessons go much faster than if you're in a group setting. So most of probably 80% of our lessons are private one-on-one. And the students advance way faster than like a group setting with like say 20 or even 30 kids. It's great if you're a beginner and want to start out, but if you really want to play, you got to have the privates. You move so much faster that way.
What's your age group for your school?
All ages. I mean, probably most of our clientele is under 18. There's a lot of kids. I personally have a lot of adults. I mean, I have like students that are in their 60s that just played when they're in their 20s, gave it up for 40 years and want to do it again. I have a lot of those, but the majority of my students are probably 12, 13, 14, teenage range.
Cool. That's awesome. What would you say some of your influences, like what got you started in wanting to play music and also have your own school?
Well, Van Halen started it all for me.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, when I heard Eddie Van Halen in the late 70s, and that pretty much just ruined my life. Actually, it made it better, excuse me. Pretty much became obsessed with guitar, learned everything I could, and when I was in school, I took a lot of drums. That's where my drum training came in. I played a lot of marching bands and orchestra bands as a drummer. And I was a guitarist in rock bands at nighttime, played the LA Hollywood circuit throughout the 80s and throughout the mid-90s. And just learned. I took music theory. I got 2 degrees. So I went to MI in Hollywood, got a degree there, and then I got a bachelor's in music. So and then in the early 90s, I got into teaching. And it's really started out for me real simple, like 2 or 3 students I didn't think was going to turn into a career. But people liked the way I taught, and it just kind of built. And I've been teaching now for about 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Long time, yeah.
How long have you been playing music?
About 32 years now.
Nice.
I'd say about 32 years I've been playing. Like I said, I started like every other kid with my Van Halen and my Black Sabbath cassettes. Remember cassettes? You know, and that's how I started with like everybody else, and just learned as best I could. Fortunately, I got to play with a lot of really cool people when I was younger. A lot of big bands I got to jam with and stuff, so that really helped my training. And I did some tours, been around the world touring, been to Japan and Canada and all around the States touring. And then settled down, started teaching, started the school, and now I teach everyone else how to do it.
Cool, that's great. So what kind of instruments do you play?
Well, I'm a guitarist first and foremost. That's my main instrument, 32 years of that. Playing drums for about 30 years actually, so I've been my secondary instrument.
Right.
I do play bass guitar too. That's about it. I do some singing, but honestly I'm not very good at that. So I stick with the instrument. So.
Cool, what kind of gear do you use?
Right now I have a combination. I have at least 15 different guitars from different brands. I have some Fenders, I got some Schecters, some Burnetts, some Jacksons. That's my main guitar gear. Most of my amp stuff is Line 6 based. I'm a real big fan of Line 6 stuff, so I have combo amps. I also have a couple Marshall stacks that I use for the bigger concert stuff that I do. As far as my live gear goes. And I have a studio like most people do. You know, I run Pro Tools and Cakewalk and for recording and things like that. So.
Cool. What did you come to check out at NAMM? Like, what
probably the best part of NAMM for me is checking out all the new gear, all the new guitars and amps and stuff. And then bumping into the occasional rock star here and there is always cool. And the after concerts are really cool too. You know, we went to some concerts last night, we're going to some tonight. And yeah, so it's just a huge music environment. So it's the whole experience. It's just for a music geek like me, it's like the coolest place to be. You know.
Awesome. Well, what would you like to say to your fans, your students, your future students, future fans?
Well, the number one thing is, you know, don't ever stop practicing. You know, I mean, and practice correctly. That's important. And I preach that every day in my lessons. You know, and how to do certain things. And all the group of students I have now, they're all kicking major butt. They're doing really well. I have students now that have just finished a couple of records. I've had students that I've taught that won Grammys, gone on to get signed to the world. So that's really cool to see that because I know I had something to do with that.
Yeah.
My fans, you know, I just finished my first solo album, and I'm working on my second right now. And you can go to my website, it's TonyBurnett.com, and you can hear clips of my upcoming album. It's going to be released in about 2 months. So it's instrumental guitar that I do. So look out for that. It'll kind of be everywhere. And you'll see me on tour just playing with Genesis right now. Doing a lot of gigs. We got some stuff booked. So look out for that. And just look out for me.
Great. Well, this is Tony Burnett here at the NAMM show with Liberate Justice Entertainment signing off. Thank you so much, Tony.
Rock on.